Greetings from the great state of Texas. I'm Anna, and today I'm going to make felt purses. If you like this craft, you'll find directions at the end of the video. I found some great inspiration on the internet, but most projects required sewing. I needed a version I could do with 3rd to 5th grade. I wanted to use ribbon, but I needed a way to make a clean cut. This is a handheld cutter. It's in a diamond shape. You'll need something similar, and you can find these at most craft stores. Now I have some examples. This is one example of the soft felt purse. This is another soft felt purse with a flocked paper flap. This is a stiff felt purse with a soft velvet flap. This is another soft felt purse, and it has a flocked paper flap. I used the safety pin to add the decoration, but as you can see, it didn't go in straight, and because it's paper, I didn't want to keep repositioning it. I have a flower that matches, and I will just paste that on top, and it'll cover it up and nobody will ever know. Okay, so those are several of the choices that you have to think about. So let's get started. To make the felt purses, you'll need the following supplies: soft and or stiff rectangle felt, ribbon to match, 1/4 inch wide or less, assorted embellishments, craft glue for fabric, jumbo paper clips, a handheld punch cutter with a shape that will accommodate the ribbon, and flocked paper to match, optional. Now, as you can probably tell, these purses are not going to hold a lot of things. The stiff felt purse will hold a wallet like this one. The soft felt purses won't hold this wallet. It'll have to be lighter than that. Okay, let's get started. Here I have an arrangement of different types of felt. These are the soft felt pieces. They came in neon colors, and I believe they were from Staples. This is the stiff felt, and I picked these up at Tuesday morning. This is flocked paper. It comes in a variety of colors, and it's just white paper on the back. And also use stiff felt squares or foam rectangles to reinforce the inside of the purses that are made with the soft felt. As you can see, it gives them a little strength. Okay, today I'm going to make 2 purses. One will be in the stiff felt, and I've already chosen my paper, my inserts, my ribbon, and my embellishments. And the other one will be a soft felt, and I've decided on this arrangement, but I will need to take a picture of it so that I can remember how I had it. In the past, some of my examples, I put my embellishments on, and then when I got my flap on, I accidentally covered up some of my embellishments. As you can see, my flap won't go down very far because I didn't leave a lot of room for that. Okay, now that I have my picture, I can take the embellishments off. You'll see I've already chosen the inside flaps with the foam. And my flap will be from the green flocked paper, which will add a little bit more color. I do like to make the colors mixed up. I don't want everything usually to match. Okay, I need to decide which side of the felt I would like to be the outside of the purse. And I think I'm going to choose this. Now, I'm going to smooth it out and line it up, and then use paper clips on the top, but I'm not going to push them all the way down. This will help keep your felt lined while you're doing your marking and your cutting. Okay, now I'm going to use a ruler to make my marks. You can use a pen or whatever you'd like. I don't want to get too close to the edge, so I'm going to concentrate on making my cuts in this area. I want one fairly close to the top, so I'm going to make a line at 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to skip to about 1.5 inches apart. Okay, I have my marks on this side. On the other side, I'm going to try to match them as much as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are handmade. Everyone is going to be a little different. Okay, now I have my marks made. I'm going to take my cutter and cut them out. The soft felt, you can do both sides at one time. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't punch all the way through and you'll have to gently pull off the felt. Okay, now I'm just going to continue cutting. Now my cuts are made. I'm going to turn it over and pull out the ones that didn't come out with the cutter. Okay, now I'm ready to add my ribbon. This is the ribbon I have chosen because it goes with the flowers and I like the contrast of the rose color and the green. I'm going to start at the bottom of one side. I will have to fold the ribbon in half and stick it through the hole. And now I'm just going to continue to go over and under until the ribbon is at the top. I'll need to leave a handle. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to close to the end. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with my ends, but I don't want to waste ribbon short on two sides. I'd rather have a longer length to cut off one side. Okay, I'm going to leave a little extra room. And I came out from the back, so I'm going to go in from the back. Okay, now I have finished my threading my ribbon, and I'll start with the larger flower, which was a double. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue my flowers together. Doesn't take a whole lot, and I will put a little dot for my pearl center and place that in the center. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the leaves. I'm not going to worry too much about the stems because it's not that thick. And press down. Now I'm going to take my flower, nice glob of glue on the back, and position it and press down. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for the top flower. For the ends, I think I'm going to tuck these in. And I'm going to use one of the paper clips to help me put it through. Once your ribbon is in, you can pull it. So I'm going to pull it kind of tight, add a drop of glue, put it back in, and press it together. And then I'll do the same on the other side. This is why I pulled it through, so I would have extra ribbon left. And I'll do the same thing here. As it turns out, I wasn't happy with my flap, so I was quick to pull it off before it dries completely. The reason I wasn't happy was it was coming too far over the ribbon. Now I could do two things. I could snip either end and that would fix that problem. But I also wasn't real happy with how far it hung over in the front. So I'm just going to cut another flap. This time I'm going to make it 3 inches wide. Actually, let's make it 3.5. I can always cut more off. So I need to make my mark here and my line. And now I'm going to cut it out. Now, as you can see, it's still going to have the ribbon issue, so I'm just going to cut each corner off. Not a lot, just a little. Okay. Put a glue line, and I'm going to make it a little wider. So I'm going to line it up. Now, that's going to dry. I'm going to flip it over and fold. So, taking the ruler from the point where it starts, and I don't want too sharp of a I want some flap hanging down, so I'll make my line like this. And then the same on the other side. And there you have your flap. Okay, here's the finished product. I wasn't happy with the way that the flap was hanging down, so I've added Velcro so that there's a way to open and close your purse. So this is the finished product. I think it looks pretty cute, don't you? We'll do the blue purse next. Now that I have everything chosen for the purse, I'm ready to start the process. These are the inserts I'll be using. This is a button and a leather or a faux leather flower. So the light blue is the flocked paper that will be the flap, and the stiff blue is what will be the purse. I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to use my ruler to make some marks where I'll have my lines. Now, because this is the thicker felt, it's going to have to be cut one thickness at a time. So what I'll do is make my first cut, and remember I'm trying to cut right on top of the mark that I've made. Now that it is cut, I'm going to come back in with pick up the bottom layer and line it up exactly, cut it again. And as you can see, you still have to pull off the backs on some of them. So I'm just going to continue this process. Okay, now that I have my cuts made, I'm ready for ribbon. And I've chosen this ribbon. This is not a huge roll, it's 4 feet, so I'm probably just going to take it all off of the roll. All right, once again, I'm going to fold the ribbon in half and run it through, and this time I may have to do one side at a time just because of the thickness. And if I line up the holes, I can do it 2 at a time once I get it going. Okay, I'm going to turn the ribbon over because I want the satin side, or the shiny side up. There we go. Okay, now I have the ribbon threaded and I'm ready to work on the flap. I'm going to turn the purse around, and I'm using the light blue flocked paper for my flap. This time, however, I'm not going to make it as wide. I want it to hang down, and I don't want to make it quite as wide. So this is where I'd like to have it. Actually, I'm going to turn it over, so I want to mark up that side. Put it back in place. And take my ruler and add about 1.5 inches and make my line. Now I'm going to cut that out. Okay, just like last time, I'm going to need to cut the corners off because, as I said, I don't want it to cover entirely. So I'm going to make a cut here. Looks like I need to line up my corner better, so I'm going to use my ruler to even it up. And make that new cut. If you get frustrated, you have a whole piece of flocked paper with other sides that you can use. Just keep doing it until you get it right. So now, turn the purse over. Add the glue onto the back of the flap. Now I'm going to position it. It actually kind of lines up just at the top of the ribbon and to the side. And press down. Fold it over. Now it'll take a little bit of folding to get that to stay. But I am going to add something to the flap that will help weigh it down. And that would be this and the little leaves. But first, I'm going to let the flap dry for a minute. Okay, I need to make a slight hole for the shank to go through. I'm going to pull off the one that's holding it. I don't want to sew anything, so I've already put the shank through the flower. Now I need a slight hole for the shank to fit into. I'm going to use my small scissors that I use for more delicate items. Actually, let me check. I want it to be up about here, so it's actually going to be a little higher than I thought. I'm going to eyeball it to center and work my scissor through on the point, and once it reaches the other side, make a little snip, very small little snip. Now, I want to make sure that my bird is up, so I'm going to move it around a little bit, and that's in position, and I'm going to just stick it through the hole like this. You see the shank on the other side. Then I'm going to use a safety pin and put it right through the shank so it can't come off. So there we go. Now I'm going to add the stones here that make it look like leaves. Okay, the embellishments are dry, and I've decided that instead of tying the end ribbon pieces in a knot, because I usually do that when they come out on the back side, not the front side, I'm simply going to put some glue down and glue them down. Some of you may be wondering about the button that I chose. It comes in a pack like this. You can see that it's missing. And these were purchased at Hobby Lobby. I haven't done anything with these yet, but I really like that fun pack too. Okay, let's look at our finished product. Very cute, isn't it? I decided not to put the inserts in. You don't really need them when you're doing the stiff felt, but it's an option. Okay, you ready to see them all on the table? Let's do it. So there you have it, 6 very cute little felt purses. Which one would you choose? I'm having a hard time. Hope I made it hard for you too. See you next time.